What's going on, guys? Hope you guys are doing well today. So I want to quickly talk about a more efficient way on completing the community mission for this weekend. We have our third holiday mission of the month where we have to get 75 enemy dog tag kills, or otherwise known as 75 melee kills or 75 bayonet charge kills, for us to unlock this barbed wire bat. And then I want to talk a little bit about the recent specialization that I unlocked, the Pilferer. But let me first talk about the more efficient way on completing this community mission. And this is, of course, for Xbox servers, but I saw some people on Reddit talk about the PS4 servers had this as well. And I hadn't seen much on PC yet, but I'm sure there's stuff for PC. You can just go into your server browser and just type in Melee, and you're going to see a bunch of Melee-only servers where it's just people using their Melee weapons, that there's no actual, weapons can be used on the map. And type that in, you're gonna see a bunch of servers pop up from different locations. And yeah, that's a more efficient way, I think, of going and doing this. Fortunately, DICE did lower the requirements. It was originally gonna be like 200 melee kills or 200 dog tags, and it lowered it to like 75. But for people who might be, short on time over this weekend and you quickly want to get this would probably be a more efficient way of going about doing this. Now, the servers that I did like were one that was called XB1CEU Melee. Even though it was a European server, it's a little bit farther away where I was at, it steadily had a good amount of players that were in it. There was a couple times that I jumped in and there was a queue waiting for me, as well as some of the other servers that I was in before. The moment I jumped out of them and tried to get back in, it considered me as banned. So some of them don't like it when you jump out of the servers for various reasons. So this server here, though, allows you to jump out and jump back in, didn't ban you, and was just a complete melee only server. So it's very similar to kind of what we had going on when we had our Humans vs Zombies event, where people ran around with just their melee weapons. But you could probably consider this a little bit better, because in that event there were certain people that were able to use shotguns, and that was rightfully so for that event. But for something like this, having everyone just use melee weapons is much nicer. Plus, you get the aesthetic feel of just seeing your melee weapon being held out the whole time. So it's definitely pretty cool. I would recommend, though, that you do try to keep your gas mask on as much as possible, because there is a lot of gases thrown around in these servers, as they couldn't ban the gas or the smoke. And I did try to stay away from using the turrets on the map of the server that they did have it on, which was Argani Forest. So, try to refrain from using the turrets, kind of what I just kind of common courtesy. However, that wasn't really the end of the world. I'm not sure if people got banned from it. And plus, you could always get an easy melee kill per running up to the person on the turret. So it kind of could be a kind of balance itself out in that way. But now I wanted to share some kind of interesting moments I've had with my Pilferer Specialization that I recently unlocked. If you guys want to have more details on how to unlock that, you can click the annotation above. But it being a specialization is locked by using your melee weapon, gave it this kind of unique time during the special event where I had some interesting things pop up. So I had a situation right here where I'm going to go creep up behind an enemy player who's using a turret, and I'm going to melee him from behind, and I'm going to start taking some fire the moment I'm about to melee him. But it ends up being a medic class, so I'm actually able to instantly get health packs drop down perfectly for me. And even though the scout class missed me with his shot, it was still nice to have that, instant health pack. And unfortunately I got overwhelmed here and died, but just kind of having that little perk right there I found pretty interesting and just pretty nice all around. It's not the guaranteed thing you're always going to get, but I feel like it plays more than what I was using before. Now, the specialization I replaced it with was quick regen. And even though that specialization does give me a 20% decrease in time for my health to regenerate if I'm out of combat, of course. But, to have that little perk there where I can at least, sometimes get it from a medic class and instantly get my health to regenerate, and other situations from other classes, I do find pretty interesting. Of course, I didn't want to give up some of the other two specializations that I do have equipped, which is, the first one is flak, where my incoming damage from explosives is reduced by 10%. That's pretty helpful, especially when you're dealing with, playing the assault class a lot, and you're always kind of in that area where a lot of dynamite and grenades are being thrown, it feels like, all the time. So just being able to avoid that is nice. And of course, my favorite, which is inconspicuous, which when stationary or moving slowly, you're invisible to spot flares. And if that's not equipped already into your specialization, I would be a bit surprised, because that's if the closest one to being OP of auto specializations, in my opinion, right now, it is definitely that one. So now I want to show you guys a play right here where this specialization really shined, and this was pretty interesting. So I get myself caught in a very bad spot right here against this medic class. So I'm barely able to pull out of that one. I'm almost, I'm low on health. There's this guy over here, has no idea what's going on. Melee him, actually able to pick up more, health packs. And then there's a scout class over here, and I'm able to melee him in the back. And conveniently, he drops a flare, because the scout classes will drop flares for if you melee them with a specialization on. And now I'm able to actually go push E. And their spawn is actually for E for them on this side. If they're on the, I believe they're defending on this round. It's right over there to my left. So now that I have that flare up, I know they're coming over there from behind me, and I'm gonna be able to see on my screen when it shows up, and I'm waiting for him. And there you go. Now I'm easily able to, cap E. That was, again, the best you could probably show this perk. There might be other situations well too that'd be really well done, but that was like really nice. It's not, of course, always gonna happen, and if you try to make stuff like that happen, you're just gonna end up dying more. But for a perk that's really nice, especially when you go up and melee someone behind and you don't want to get shot, and you're getting taking damage from people from having a bunch of the animation might pop up, and you're kind of stuck there for a little bit animating someone with your little melee moment you're having right there. And you do have to take into consideration, you do have to melee a medic class, and it can't be like a scout class. He's just going to drop you a flare. Support class is going to drop you ammo, and and then the assault classes are dropping you mines. But so you do have to take into consideration. That's the reason why it's not anything that would be OP in my opinion, because the variables are you have to play with those odds. But overall, it's definitely pretty interesting to see that at that moment. That worked out really nice. We were able to easily cap E from that. I was able to get the flare to see where people are at, and it's just, I feel like it's working out much better than the other specialization that I had, the quick regen. So definitely interesting consideration. I was able to use it actually in the melee servers that was going on today, and it was popping up. I was dropping a bunch of anti-tank mines and health regens, but I ended up taking it off. About only a few deaths after I died a couple times in the melee server, just because I didn't want to make myself a target to getting banned from the servers, because I didn't know who was running it, and I didn't want to not to kind of bend the rules a little bit. So but yeah, that's it. I felt like I was the only one who had it in those servers, because it kept popping up only for me. And again, there's a reason why I didn't want to make myself a target, but it was pretty interesting, at least to say from what I experienced in the regular servers and having that on as it is. So again, check that specialization video I had up about this in the annotations. And that's it for you guys today, though. I appreciate you guys being here. I am Living, and I'll catch you guys again later. Peace.